How did it feel to get back in?
Yeah, obviously, like amazing. I said it before, like you're going through the year, you see the guys leaving it all out there, and there's nothing you can do about it. It sucks. It's something that I didn't want to happen, especially this year with all the excitement. But a lot of hard work, not only for myself but from the staff here and people around me. So it was nice to get back there and not only reward myself but everybody who put their heart into me getting back out there.
Looked like you weren't really hesitant at all to get into the action. How much of a mental thing is that to just throw yourself back into playoff push NHL?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I always say confidence comes from preparation, though, and I think not only myself but everybody around me kind of working me into that point. I said when I want to come back, obviously there's a point of adjustment and working rust off, and I still believe, the expectation of myself is still higher than what it was last night. I know I have a lot more to give, and a lot of plays where I know I'm better in certain situations, but a big part of that was, again, the preparation and, giving myself the confidence to not only come in, but come in and make an impact. And the mindset throughout the whole injury from the staff, myself, people around me was not only to come back where I was, but to come back even a little bit better. And whether that's, skills on the ice or where I can be mentally. And I thought everybody and I did a good job of, doing that, and felt pretty good.
What is the process of, working off that rust?
Yeah, first off, it's probably just making reads for myself. Never want to be thinking out there. You want it to come naturally, but in our game, I feel like, especially in my game, is a lot of my IQ. I try to let take over, whether it's defensive reads, communication, and the quicker I can make those reads, the quicker guys around me can play, and the quicker we can be as a team. So whether it's sort outs on the rush or in the D zone, and then the less I have to play there, the more I can play offensively. So as the game went along, obviously reads came a little bit quicker. Game started moving back at the speed that I know, and I felt better as the game went along.
Motto is a new addition because of your injury, kind of. What's it been like playing with him, kind of getting used to each other?
Yeah, Ole's a beast. I've said it. I mean, we played together in LA. His preparation every day, true pro, puts everything into preparing his body, mind, and just being physically ready for the NHL game. And last night, there's a few times, you think we're in trouble, and we've been out there for a while, and he just makes an absolute beast of a play and poise in a situation where everybody on the ice is gassed, and he makes a great play to get us out of the zone. So he's an awesome dude. Goes about his business as a true pro. I think he's done a good job of that, and I thought he did great last night with especially a guy coming back for the first time.
What will it feel like to play in front of this whole crowd once again?
Yeah, I mean, half of the battle being out was, that first game was so much fun. Playing for these fans is so much fun. I was, ready to pour my heart out for this, state of Utah and for this team, and obviously I wasn't able to do that for whatever it was, 50 or so games. So can't wait. Obviously, gonna give everything I have for the rest of the year here. It's such an exciting time. I hope the city feels that and the state of Utah feels that, and I'm just ready to give it my all again.
With 20-something games left, you had a unique opportunity, we'll call it, for the 30,000-foot view to watch this team develop over this season. What have you seen this group do over the course of this year? Because it's still the inaugural season for this team.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, with the excitement comes a lot of pressure, and I think the team's done a good job of handling that. It's a pressure that you want as a player, obviously performing to expectations and being and growing as a team that we want to be. And when you see that growth, it's obviously something that shows we're in the right direction. We want to be in the playoffs. To see them grow, obviously wanting to be a part of that growth is something that sucks because you're kind of focused on your own journey at the same time. But to see the guys growing every night, building that brotherhood and preparing for this push and for this season has been just a joy to watch. So they've done a great job, and I'm just happy I could be here now.
What about the confidence level of this team that you've seen from last year to this year with the younger players and the added players and being in this position with 25 games left? What kind of confidence do you feel and kind of an air about this group?
Yeah, you look at these games, and I say high-pressure games. And I feel like there's certain types of players who shy away from the moment, non-willingly, of course. Obviously, everybody wants to be here, but, that pressure comes, and guys grip their sticks, or everybody's human. It obviously happens. Guys feel nerves, but this group is kind of hungry for that moment. This is probably the biggest weekend of our season, and, you see guys going head-on into this saying, these are our games, we're going to win. We want guys, obviously, to feel that, and we want guys to push through that. And that's part of being a great hockey player and being a great hockey team, is learning from these moments and being better from these moments. And I think the confidence level and the poise that the group showed. I mean, I played last night for the first time, and I loved our energy on the bench, on the ice. Every single shift, we weren't just going out there to prevent a goal. We were going out there to push the pace and play our game and dictate the pace of the game. And that confidence is something that I think if you carry that for an 82-game season, you'll have success. So the confidence, never deterred. Obviously, that's something that we want to keep preaching and keep being good at. But to be a part of it finally, I felt it on the bench for the first time, in a while.
As you process last night's game, playing for the first time in 2 weeks for the group, and now on a back-to-back here tonight, what can you take from last night into tonight that you wouldn't have had with 2 weeks not playing a game?
Yeah, it's the beauty of NHL. I preach about confidence and how proud I was of the effort, but we didn't get 2 points. The best part of the NHL is you get to do it again today. So it's another great opportunity for our group, for myself again, to grow in certain areas. It's a great test. Obviously, coming back into a back-to-back isn't easy, but it's something that I'm ready for, obviously. And the best part of seeing a group like this and seeing a confident group is you got to be ready to turn the page. Take what we did well, take what we didn't do well, and go out and get 2 points now. That's the only option we have, and that's something we're gonna have to do tonight.
You mentioned the support that you had in your recovery. Was there anyone in particular that had the biggest impact or the most impact in helping you not just physically get ready, but mentally get ready to come back?
Yeah, I mean, the staff here is amazing. Like it's day in, day out, by my side, pushing me every single day. Obviously, my family, my friends, like everybody's around. Everybody who's in my close, circle has been amazing, and it's not much more I could ask for in that sense. Early on, there's obviously some rough days. You think you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, and those times can be tough. But I think just preaching that it's such a process and take every day and work from it and get better. But once we kind of had that mindset of I'm not only going to come back, I'm going to try to come back better than I was. I think it kind of gave me that excitement of pushing through those hard days and getting back to this point.
You and Marino worked closely together during your rehab. Just what did it feel like, both of you being back, kind of coming out, like you're saying, at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah, I mean, you take some positives from it. We got pretty close. Obviously, Bertuzzo as well. Like, we're a pretty good trio, all right shot D. We bounce ideas off each other, watching games and then just hanging out as friends. It's been great. Those guys both have a lot of wisdom in our game and both have a lot of great ideas and great eyesight for our game. So it was so fun to kind of bounce ideas, grow from each other, laugh with each other, and obviously make the process a little bit easier in a circumstance that you don't want to be in. So 2 great guys. Unfortunately, we've had more injuries, and I feel like guys are just lapping me in that process. But so many guys who obviously got hurt. We have such a great group, and having those guys around. I was welcoming him and then, wishing him luck on the return. So it was a great group to be a part of. Even the guys who were playing made it obviously great on me, being in town and obviously having laughs together. And awesome group, and it was a good time.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Any Logan Cooley tonight?
Game time decision. He will. He's closed. We'll do the warm up and we'll see after.
Who would come out if he did go in?
We'll see that.
Any other lineup changes?
Veg in the net.
And the lines will stay the same.
We'll see who's in, who's out.
What did you like from Durzi and André yesterday?
A lot of stuff. I like our team yesterday. The way we were engaged, the way we battle. we had 4-line 6D who were really competitive and played it right away, and they were pushing. I felt the compete level really high, and I think there's a lot of Durzi in that, and there's a lot of Oli in that. Both of them are really competitive. They're good pro. Their presence on the bench, Durzi is, I often say, he's our energy bunny. You know, he wants it badly, so I think he had a huge impact.
Just playing the Canucks, Durzi was saying, and Hayden said last night, that this is one of your biggest games this season. This
Yeah.
weekend it's a big game. How do you see them just handling that pressure, being in this position?
Our guys?
Yeah.
You know, both game were a big game yesterday and tonight. Obviously tonight is the biggest one, but yesterday we rise to the occasion, and I know we didn't win. I'm fully aware of that, but you know, just the pace of the game, the way we compete, our presence mentally. You know, LA is the best defensive team in the league. We had 4.2 expected goal for at 5-on-5. It says enough. I think we compete really hard. I think our gap were great, our track was great, our pace in our D zone was great. That doesn't mean we didn't make mistakes. That doesn't mean there's stuff we cannot do better. We review a few things. I think we could have managed the game a little bit better in the second period. We got the moment take away from us. We had a few situations where we're tired, where we try to do too much, and those situations would, instead of just be patient, that lead to 3-4 scoring chance for LA, which if you look the number of scoring chance we gave, 3 or 4, it's massive. So again, it's being competitive is a huge quality. That's what you want, but you need to get the monster under control in those key moments. And I don't think. I don't want to blame the guy to be competitive. It's the Reavers. I want to praise them for that.
You mentioned 4.2 expected goals at 5-on-5.
Not at 5-on-5. I said at 5-on-5. I meant
Okay.
in the
In
game.
the whole game.
Yeah.
So, I guess what's the difference between the 4.2 expected goals and the 3 actual goals? What's the difference there?
Well, didn't put it in. You know, and they well, even then, they defend well, and their goalie made key save at key moment. I think their numbers are an indication. It doesn't mean everything, you know. I mean, it's just sometimes it back up what you saw. It's sometimes there's some games. Sometimes I was looking, the scoring chance were in our favor, but I didn't feel we're a big threat offensively. Okay, it's a scoring chance, but in reality, what was the chance we scored in that shot with the pressure we had and stuff like that? So it's, for me, you cannot just use the numbers when it fits your narrative. You need to look at the game, at the actual game, and look at the numbers and see if it fits. And sometimes that's not really fit because, okay, we didn't give that much, but we give high quality, in my opinion, or their major breakdown or their major focus breakdown, which is something we control. I didn't see that yesterday. I saw, okay, they're a good team, and they generate because they force us into lost battle or dirty puck or stuff like that, which is a hockey game, which will happen tonight for both teams. So I'm okay with that. That stuff will happen. I don't think we had many unforced error, except our second period, like I said, a few situations. So I think yesterday, the way I felt behind the bench, the way all the coach we felt about how our team played, matched the numbers in our mind.
How do you think having a healthy D-core can possibly help the offense once, Durzi gets a couple more games?
It's huge. It's huge. It's how a healthy quarterback can help a team. You know, it's where you kill the play, and you start the play. It's a key position. You know, and I think Sergey and Johnny were really, really good yesterday. It's not. It just makes sense in the sense of we could manage their ice time. It's not just the number of minutes you play. It's at some point, if you have to play 4 minutes out of 6, it won't be as good in those 4. It's just human nature. So having more depth, I think Ole played a really solid game as well. I think that helped.
Kessling's ice time went down significantly. How do you think he's handling the internal competition right now?
We'll see. We'll see. But we talk a lot with him. He's still a really important part of our team. There will be some night he will play more. There will be some night will play less. It depends about the score. It depends about his performance and about others' performance. Like I said, I think Marino and Durzi yesterday they play an A+ game. So he's the third right ND. So that's automatically it cost him ice time, and we're down by 1 and we're chasing a little bit. So that cost him ice time. It's not necessarily because he played bad, but I hope Marino and Durs will play like that every night. But in reality, they may not play as good every night. So Cass will be really important in those situations, and he's important in the 13, 14 minutes he played. He has that ability to skate and take good shot and defend well and be a difference maker in those minutes. Like I said before, there's some guys they play 9-10 minutes, but they play PK. If they're no good that night, you won't win because they give 2 goals in the PK and you lose by 1. So it's not the quantity of minutes are not always the most important thing. Is the quality of your ice time, the quality of your role. I think, example, when Obi's playing and he's physical and he has that energy, okay, you play 9-10 minutes, but how much energy he brings in those 9-10 minutes? A lot. So that's the way it is.
What does it do? Sorry. What does it do for the group to be in the playoff mix like this, development-wise?
It's huge. It's huge. But when you're a mature team, when you're a playoff team, when you're a championship team, you laugh at saying, "Hey, it's a playoff game when there's 25 games left." It's not the same. When you've been in the playoff in the game 7 or game 6 or whatever it is, you face elimination. You understand. But having that said, for us, at where we are in our development, they are a playoff game. They are must-win games. So we need to go through that and succeed in those games in order to earn the right to be in that playoff elimination game for or against. So it's part of the process. We won't repeat enough how excited we are about the future of our team. But for the coach and the player, it's now. We want to perform now, and whatever are the expectation, we want to exceed the expectation. We don't want to meet the expectation. We want to exceed the expectation. That's the competitive nature of every professional athlete or coach. That's what we want. I think that said, sometimes we make a step back and we look at the performance, and we need to be matter of fact of what's happening.
Early in the season, Liam O'Brien was very adamant on what he knew his role, where it wasn't necessarily in the lineup. But lately, he's proved that he's been getting more consistent minutes. What has he proved to you to allow that more time on the ice?
I understand your question, but he didn't prove it to me this year. He did prove it to me before. For me, I trust Obi. I trust his professionalism. I trust his preparation. I trust his focus. I trust his intensity. I trust his effort. I trust his thought process. Trust his toughness. I have a ton of trust in him. It's just sometimes there's some situation in his role he needs to have a lot of energy, and we need to set him up for that kind of energy. I will take another player who's not playing for a couple of years, who I coach in Colorado, and Gabriel Landeskog, who is an energy physical player. And we were saying when Landy played 20 minutes is not as good as when he plays 17, because playing that energy physical role. So if we play Lawson Cross 20 minutes, he won't be as intense as physical. The same thing for Jack McBain, and the same thing for every player in that kind of a role. So it's the same for Obi. I think the level of trust I have for him doesn't always translate in minutes, but it translates in the way and against who I play him, and the way I feel comfortable when whoever is on the ice on the other side, that kind of a stuff. I know who he is. I know his strength and weakness, but I think he's a really important player for us. Having that said, there's 23 players in the team. There's other player where I feel strongly about, and there's load management, back-to-back game, different stuff who sometimes go in our decision.
And then, and just in speaking of time on ice, yesterday Durzi, I think, led out of the first period with time on ice. I don't know what the game plan was with how much he wanted to use him. Obviously, I know he wanted to contribute right off the bat, but as far as management goes, getting him back in there.
Yeah, like I said, Durz is an energy bunny, and Durz is the kind of a guy. If you want to hold him, you need more than one rope. We need more than two ends to hold him back. He's really competitive. Having that said, experience and says the first game back is not the problem. It's to get in the grind. We often talk about the grind. We played 3 and 4 to start in 5 games in 9 nights or something like that. No, we'll see. We'll see then about the load management and how much that had effect, because he will wake up one morning and we'll feel he's 85 years old, and that's just the reality of the league. So we'll see then.